What's going on, everybody? So today we're actually just gonna go over goals and how important they are and how do you really set them, what kind of goals there are, how far along we are with our goals with Retire Sandra 2020. I think goals are really important just because it gives you a sense of direction, gives you a purpose, and it gives you like a really big way of tracking how far along you are and whether you're moving forward or moving backwards. So there are three kinds of goals, and they obviously break up into other categories. There are short-term goals, mid-term goals, long-term goals. So short-term goals are anywhere from like a day to a year. Mid-term goals are like a year to 5 years. And then if you really want to push it, 10 years. And then long-term goals are like 5+ years, so usually 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, right? Everybody has those goals where they want to be, hey, when I'm 35, if you're like 10, if I'm 35 and I'm 40, I want to be, I want to be retired and I want to be an astronaut, whatever the case may be. But so short-term goals, it's really cool to have daily goals just because it keeps you on track and keeps you focused for the day. A lot of people like to do checklists and things like that just so that they could check it off. And, if you watch Simon Sinek on his TED Talks and you've read his books, you get that little shot of accomplishment when you check off something on a checklist. And then when you finish everything on a checklist, you get that really good shot of just energy where you're like, damn, okay, I did it. And then there are weekly goals. Those are really important. It's cool to do them on Sunday night just because then you have a plan for the week. You have a direction for the week. You know where you're going. So it's not like, hey, Monday I want to do this, Tuesday I want to do this. Like, yes, you can do that. But usually the way I do it right now is throughout this week, I want to have, let's say, 10,000, or I want to go back to my formula, right? I want to make 2,500 this week. Okay, cool. Divide that by 30% profit margin. I need to do $8,500 in investment, right? So, okay, cool. Every day I want to average, 7 days a week, I want to average $1,000 investment or $1,500 investment so that I can get to that 8,500 investment per week, right? So like some days I might invest 500, another day I might invest 2,000, right? The goal is to just keep it even, keep it on that average, right? So that throughout the week I'm hitting my goals. And then let's say for me, I have organizational goals, I have acquisition goals, I have sales goals, I have listing goals, I have organization would be whether I need to get new shelves or things like that. Right, listing would be if I have some dead stock or stock that hasn't moved that I haven't listed yet, or new stock that I haven't listed yet, I want to get that listed. And then I have also sales goals, so how much I want to do in sales for this week, right? And then I have acquisition goals, so if there's a new drop that's coming out, if there's something cool that's coming out, I want to be able to acquire that. Or if I have, I want to get a company car, or if I want to get a rental property, those are acquisitional goals, right? So things that I'm acquiring to make my business prosper, to help the business grow. Right. And then there are midterm goals. So those goals are just goals that, up from 1 year to 5 years. So in like end of 2020, I want to retire my mom. End of 2021, I want to have my dad on my payroll as well, retire him as well. End of 2022, I want to get them a ranch and really have them retire. They're really done. They don't have to do anything. It's their dream, whatever. And then on from there, right? And then by whatever is when I'm 30, so 7 years from now, so 2027, I want to have $5 million in assets and rental properties and real estate and other things like that, and have my business worth $5 million if it were to be evaluated, right? Doing $1 million+ a year in sales, right? So those are just goals. And then 10 years down the line, I want to have my family, and I want to be able to provide for my kids, have them go to the best schools, whatever, right? Be able to meet up with people, entrepreneurs, investors, and things like that, so that they can learn in the not traditional way, right? So the goal for 2020, and then there are long-term goals. That's 10 years plus. Like we just spoke about. And then there are, so just for example, the goal for 2020, right? I'm at $35,000 in sales right now. I have 4 months left. My goal is to get to $100,000 in sales, right? Keeping that same 30% profit margin so that I'm not just doing sales. I'm also making money so that I can reach the goals of, retiring my mom and, being able to help my dad out and things like that, right? So how I plan to do that is just consistently making $2,500 a week, and that'll consistently help me. And like every month, I'm gonna be doing like $20,000-$30,000 in sales, right? We just got a big W this past week. eBay actually boosted up our limit for sales to $55,000, right? So now it's 1,250 listings and $55,000 in sales. My goal is to actually get close to that 50,000 so that they could bump it up again, right? Obviously, that's shooting for the sky and everything like that. But yeah, goals are really, really important just so it keeps you focused, it keeps you on track, and it helps you be able to gauge whether you're moving forward or whether you're moving backward, right? So really, the goal is always to be moving forward. Whether you do your goals or not, just keep that in mind. Make sure they're specific, right? You know exactly what you want. They're measurable so you can keep track of it. You can't just say, hey, I want to lose weight. You got to say how much weight you're going to lose, how do you plan to lose that weight, what changes are you going to make to your diet, to your physical exercise, your fitness, everything like that, right? So it's really that obvious. It's got to be attainable, right? If you're 300 pounds and you want to lose 200 pounds, it's going to be really hard. It's not impossible, but it might even be dangerous, right? So attainable. So if you're 300 pounds and you want to lose weight, 50 pounds is a good goal, right? Get down to 250. You're going to be looking good. You're going to be looking better. And then, maybe even 200, right? So, but specific, measurable, and attainable. So, and obviously it has to be challenging. If you're 300 pounds and you want to drop 50 pounds, it's not going to be the easiest thing in the world. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Instead of saying, I want to lose weight, you say how much weight, how long are you going to take to do it? And then instead of, I want to do a bunch of sales, say how many sales, how much money in sales. Instead of saying, I want to make a bunch of money, say how much money, how are you going to do that, right? So that's pretty much it. That covers goals. It's something I'm really passionate about just because it helps me a lot, and it's something I use a lot. So hopefully that helps you guys. Let's get it. Let's crush this end of 2020. 4 months left. Let's really hit the goals. Let's really hit our records. It's going to be a sick Q4. Everybody that I know is super excited for Q4. So hopefully you guys are too. See you guys on the next one.